Hey guys, my name's Ryan. I'm one of the owners of Downtown Vapes, and today we're going to talk about a basic coil build. So I have here the Doge version 1 on top of the IPv3. It's a 150 watt device with a upgrade up to 160 watts. Let's go over the tools we're going to need in order to perform the basic coil build. Set of tweezers. These are ceramic tipped. They don't have to be ceramic tipped, but these are nice because you can tighten down on the coil while you're actually firing the coil. If you try and do that with regular metal tip tweezers, then you'll short out and you'll end up breaking the coil. Screwdrivers. We have different size screwdrivers. We have Phillips head, flathead. Most RDAs, rebuildable dripping atomizers, are going to take a Phillips head screwdriver, but it's always good to have a whole set of nice precision screwdrivers. And we're also going to use one of these screwdrivers to actually wrap the wire around so we can make our coil. Now we'll go to the wire. So the wire we're using today is 24 gauge nichrome. The thicker the wire, the lower the gauge number, so there's 22 gauge, 24, 26, 28, 30. There's other gauges, but those are the main ones that are usually used. People use Kanthal as well. People are using nickel and titanium for temperature control, which we'll go over in another video. But right now we're using nichrome. And here's the top cap. Beautiful Doge. So here's what we'll do. We'll start off with our basic coil build. I usually like to wrap my coils around either this size or this size. We'll go with the smaller size today, just for our purposes. So this is called a single wrap dual coil. So you're going to start off by cupping the wire and the screwdriver in one hand, and you're going to take your other hand and just simply wrap the wire around the screwdriver. You want to make sure, for the most part, that those coils are touching each other. They don't have to be super tight in the beginning. You can fix that later on, as we'll see. So we're just going to make contact coils here. Wrapping, we're going to do about 8 wraps. So we have 4 wraps. I always count the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I like to just squeeze them together so they're nice and tight. You know what, we'll do a couple more wraps on there so we can get more surface area. Because the more surface area you have on your coil, the more e-liquid you're going to be vaporizing at one point. So the bigger hit you're going to get. And the bigger cloud you're going to blow. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12. Just so we don't have to stop at an odd number, because that's just strange. So we've got 12 wraps on that coil, nice and tight. We'll do the exact same thing for coil number 2. Go a little bit quicker this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One thing I forgot to mention with the first coils, that you want to make sure those leads are facing the same direction when you're done. This way it's very easy to fit them right into the post holes. Alright, so we have the coils, both of our dual coils with our leads pointing the same way. So we're going to start off with the longer lead and put it into either the center post or one of the outside posts. It really doesn't matter, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the outside post, Follow that with the shorter lead on the inside. And as you can see, it's tilted now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the screwdriver just to hold that coil in place. And then I'm going to screw the outside post down. Careful not to screw too tight because then you'll have to start over. You'll snap the lead.
So, battery does still work, just doesn't have a charging right now.
Okay. So now I'm going to take the second coil. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. A little bit trickier now because you're putting the lead through a post that already has a coil in it. So I'm going to start with the center post this time, just for ease.
Okay, so yeah, it isn't your charger. So,
There we go. Push those leads up.
I mean, it all depends.
Hold it in place with the screwdriver. Screw in that outside post. Again, not too tight. Now we're going to go ahead and screw down the center post.
So what's pretty cool about this is it comes with two different coils to choose from. So you could have a more powerful coil or
Okay.
less powerful.
At this point, we're going to go ahead and trim these leads.
So you get, no, this is the airflow rather than the power.
Got some micro flush cutters. These are really good. They cut right up to the edge of the post. Leads flying.
And by the time I get one thing on there, I can't even put it in my clutch when I go out.
So
And so how much are these?
that is 59, yes.
So you want to get these as close to the post as possible.
But then I have to buy a thing to go on there, right?
Nope, everything comes with it.
Oh, that's
So,
it, right there.
Yeah, $60, and you're looking at the tank right here. You have your battery right here.
Right, how do I
Okay.
build that one? Like, the
Now that we've
filling
got those leads cut, we're going to go ahead and position these coils right where we want them. So we want them somewhat close to the center, not right at the edge, because if the coil at any part is touching the top cap, then it's going to short out and it's not going to fire.
Yeah, we only have the colors available in slightly.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some power into these coils. We're going to start off by just pulse firing them at a very low wattage. This is 10 watts right now. You can see a little bit of smoke coming off. So 10 watts isn't going to do a whole lot to it. We're just going to break it in very slowly. So from 10 to 30 watts now.
And all of the pens along the wall are actually different flavors that we offer.
No, actually, I'm just kidding. I know I'm not going to. Wait, but before that, how many milligrams?
So as you can see, they're not lighting up very evenly yet. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take our tweezers and squeeze these coils together. Because what you want to see is you want to see the coils lighting up from the center and gradually lighting up to the outside.
Those boxes. Actually, I know this place. I came here with my girlfriend yesterday here,
And you also want to see them lighting up at the same time. So right now this one is lighting up a little bit quicker. So we'll squeeze it, give it a nice little squeeze. There we go, getting very close. Go ahead and just do, should be pretty good after this last squeeze.
This is mixing cup, right? What's up? This is mixing cup.
Yes.
All right, and that's perfect. We've got it
It's not charging very
lighting
good.
up from the
It's just going
inside out.
How long have you had the vape?
100 watts here. You'll see it happen very quickly.
Months. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, but most of the time I'll see those.
And that's exactly what you want to see, starting from the inside and going to the outside.
They are a little more
I mean, it
beat
does,
up.
I mean, I'm like constantly, I'm like.
So we're going to let these
So, like I said,
coils
most
cool
of the
down
time-
for a moment. Now
Okay, so this isn't very.
we're going to talk about wicking. So there's lots of different wicking materials you can use. We usually stick with organic cotton or Japanese cotton. Japanese cotton is nice because it comes in nice little sheets. But my personal preference is just organic cotton balls. So what I do is I unravel the cotton ball,
Oh, look at this thing.
Yeah, when you actually get through security and.
takes some practice to be able to do this, but once you get it, it's very, very simple.
See, but that honestly is.
So you're left with a nice long streak of cotton. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear off a piece about
Well, what about this?
that size,
Oh, that's got that big ugly top too.
and I'm going to just roll it in my fingers. You don't want to twist, because if you twist it, then the cotton is going to, it's not going to soak up the liquid very well. So you want to make sure it's nice and loose.
And then I'm gonna need juice too, because I brought some Scott stuff on my dry.
Like I said, it comes with a bottle of juice, so feel free to pick out what
I
flavor
need
you'd like.
3
Do the same thing with this one.
I'm getting down there, I'm doing really good. This can just get in the way, it's just jumping everything. But I'll keep this.
Now I will twist it at the end just so I can fit it through that lead,
What did you decide on?
through the coil much easier. But I'm going to snip this off anyways, so.
How does this get
All right, now we're going to
You don't even have to take that off.
take the cotton and put it through these coils.
Having the issue of charging.
So we'll start with this side.
You charge it with a micro USB, so if you have an Android phone.
Actually have
You want to
one of
make sure
those
it's
iPhone
nice and
Android
snug, but not
chargers
too
that
tight. You should have
charges fast.
a little bit of give, but not too much give.
Use it while
So that's about
you won't
perfect.
have any downtime with it.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
So 30 mil, 950.
Got our precision scissors, nice and sharp.
What's up?
Did you just give me this?
Oh, did you want to still get the one
Trim
on
it
the pie as well,
right
or just-
about there
Let me try one of the product first.
Sounds good.
and right about there. So we'll go ahead and do the same exact thing on this side. Give it a nice twist so it goes in there easy.
That's awesome. Oh, wait, let me just see. I always have this one.
Just like the other one. A little bit of give, but not too much.
Well, because there's always someone in my car. "Oh, no charger."
Are you?
So this is my fault. But I don't want to jam in there.
All right, now that we've got those nice and trimmed, we're going to go ahead and tuck our cotton into the deck. So this coil is a little bit lower on the deck than I would like. So I'm going to just go ahead and push it up a little bit.
Clearancing them
Just
like
a tad.
week ago at Walgreens, I think it was. You're on sale for like $13, but it's nice.
Twist this up a little bit so the fibers aren't going all over the place. And now I'm going to take this lead and put it underneath the coil, but not right underneath the coil because that'll block the airflow.
I don't like fruit. I like cookies.
We'll do the same thing on this side.
Creme, which is a buttery milk custard.
Can I try that one?
So we have the custard chips right here.
So that's a little bit too much. I'm just going to go ahead and trim that.
Over on the
Trim just a tiny bit there.
The dessert cart. Do they all
we go.
free though?
We can do that in any nick strength, any ratio. As long as it's one of the flavors on this.
You want to try that? Tastes kind of like a club bathroom. You walk in like, you know. it's
Okay,
called club
so you
bathroom.
want to see it just coming off the sides and going under on both sides, but not hitting the bottom of the coil. So we'll do the same exact thing on this side. We'll push the coil up just a little bit
Cinnabon, which is
to give it some room.
cream cheese icing, and then LaCreme, which is a buttery vanilla custard flavor.
Tucked right underneath.
I see love, vanilla, banana, icicle, waffle, key lime, mint, and banana berry.
Alright, let's go see what's going on.
I'm gonna have it over all. I can't even taste that. I think it's good.
Okay, so we've got just a little bit too much cotton on this side. I'm going to go ahead and trim it a little bit.
Oh, here it is.
Smurfberry
It's a
cupcake.
blueberry and strawberry cupcake, and then we have vanilla cupcake, which is just a plain vanilla cupcake.
It's blueberry, I do blueberry.
So I would suggest trying that one, because that's just a straight vanilla custard with very nice caramel and butter notes.
Alright, so we've got that wicked. Now the fun part, we're going to go ahead and apply some juice to it. I've got some DTV warm apple pie. Nice and steeped, got that golden color.
Correct?
What's that?
You said in 3 milligram?
Yes.
Now you always want to make sure to get your cotton nice and saturated. So I'm going to go ahead and just drip all over the cotton.
It's like way too much. Is there any way to switch part of it out for 6?
Yeah, I can do a 6 for you. Just give me a couple minutes on that, and I'll go make it up
Oh,
for you.
thank you very much.
Yep. So that's your...
Yeah, it's like really hard.
So I take this off there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. So a couple things worth noting with the Ego One.
Okay.
When you take the tank off, sometimes with this top O-ring, it'll kind of unscrew the coil with it. So
Okay.
to prevent leaking or any kind of problems, just make sure.
Alright, so the cotton is nice and saturated.
Yeah.
And then
Go ahead and give it a
on there.
test
And
fire.
now I'm gonna fill it in that crack,
Yes.
right?
Whew.
Or else it'll go right in and out.
So that's at 100 watts. That's a little
Is this like a smart TV or something?
little high. We'll go ahead and do
I
50
think so, yeah.
watts.
Do you own this place?
What's up?
You own it?
No, just manager.
Oh.
Go ahead and drip a little bit more liquid.
These are awesome.
So there is a little.
Take the top cap, throw it on there.
Okay.
I just simply
Let's
rest
take it for a
the nozzle
vape.
right on the side.
Every time you see a pour it on,
You know, these tanks do really well with service area, especially with your foot crews. There you go. Right to the top of it.
That's your basic coil build. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. And we'll see you downtown at 420 Clematis Street, West Palm
5
Beach.
clicks to turn it on and off.